Hi, it's Bryn. Happy New Year and welcome to Line the Gap. Today I'm going to show you my annual redraw and show you how I've improved during 2018. Oh my gosh, everybody, I am just so excited to do this speed paint with you guys because, oh my gosh, it's just one of my favourite things I've drawn this year, even though it's the last thing I'm going to draw this year, I think. Okay, so every year I redraw this speed paint of an old OC of mine, and yes, it's homestuck themed, I apologise, but it's just, I don't know, every year I've been improving the character design, I've been improving the look of the whole piece, and this year I really wanted to push myself. So you can see that I have it went away just now, but I had the original drawing up on screen, and I did a thumbnail of what the original looked like composition wise and how boring it was, and I used that as like my basis for what I wanted to improve. So I was like, okay, first off she needs to have a strong line of action, so I have her kind of swooshed, and then I wanted there to be a foreground, midground and background and have a better colour scheme than last year. So you can see I've like played with it so it's pink and green, but it's like better pink and green than the original colour scheme, and I did a little thumbnail just there, a little colour key that I'll come back to, and I'm already into the second sketch layer and I've just not shut up. Okay, so the new year's going to be happening soon. It's going to be 2019. It's like a space year. I don't know, it's just, I did not expect to get to 2019. Well, I did, but I also didn't. I don't know, it's complicated. But it's just like, it's so exciting, everybody, and I think it's going to be such a good year. I am going to be going to more art school, and hopefully I'm going to get into a bachelor course if I'm really, really lucky and work really, really hard. And this is the year I'm going to plan on writing my book, and it's just such a good year, everybody. And I'd love if you told me in the comments about what's exciting for the new year, because I know 2018 has not been everybody's favourite year. It really hasn't. A lot of bad things have happened in the world, unfortunately, but I like to remain optimistic. I like to think just because this year was weird and long and a bit crazy, it doesn't mean that the new year isn't going to be just 1,000 times better. And it's been a good year in some ways for me personally. I've made a lot of new friends, I've learnt so much this year. I feel like I've grown as both a person and an artist, and that's just really crazy to me. And this is the year I've started my channel, which, yeah, I've not been spending enough time on, but I am planning to fix that. It's just, oh my god, I've been working fairly long days at school. Like, there are some days where I don't see my bed until like 1 in the morning and for me that's late. I know for a lot of people it's like, oh yeah, I stay up until 3 AM, but I can't function like that. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, and here's the background. Okay, I am just in love with the background that I drew for this picture. Like, it's not the world's greatest background, and I've been told that the towers in the back kind of look like Christmas trees. But I've decided I don't mind. It can become a Christmas drawing. That's quite cute. And and you're gonna see that I've changed how I draw faces. So as you know, I've been missing for like 5 months or something like that. I'm sorry, but it's because I've been at art school and I've been like kind of recreating my style. I've learnt so much about anatomy and I've learnt so much about stylization, and I feel like my old style was kind of anime. It was kind of anime, and I like anime is great, don't get me wrong, but I want to be able to prove that I can do things that are influenced by more Western sensibilities right now, because that's probably one of my best options for me going forward, especially with the kind of thing I want to do as a job, because I'd love to write children's books in the market of the country in which I live, and the appeal is usually for a more westernized style, which, yeah, I know, like art, business, they shouldn't be too related, but they're related because it's how people make their livings. Ooh, and then you can see me adjusting the legs. I do a lot of adjusting of this character. You see that I flipped her and I've moved her around, I've changed the angle. I'm going to change that foot eventually because it's so ugly, and it's like, I'm kind of worried she's looking a little stiff by the end, but I do like the level of detail that I put into her, and I like just how cute she looks and how good the anatomy is. Like, did you see those hands? hands. I'm so excited that I've gotten good at hands. Like, that was one of the things that I kind of wanted to get good at this year, and I did it. Like, I think that's one of my favourite things about this year. I made resolutions, and I actually followed through on them. I've gotten better at backgrounds, I've gotten better at anatomy. Ooh, I also went on a classical course, as you know, and I had an exhibition. And I'm so happy about the exhibition, and if you like, I can put some photographs from it up on my Twitter. Is Twitter what people follow me on? I don't know if people actually follow me on anything. It doesn't matter. But I'll put some of those up because I'm so proud that my things were up there with all the other artists and they got to see just like what I've achieved this year. And it's just, I'm so happy. I'm sorry, I keep saying that, but it's just because it's true. Oh, and Christmas just happened. Did you all have a happy Christmas? Oh, I hope you had a happy Christmas. It's been so nice because we had a really quiet one. It was just me and my parents, and we were just like sitting together, and we went out for breakfast on the morning because we can do that here in Denmark because they celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve, which means the shop's actually still open on Christmas Day, which is actually really lovely. Because it's still quiet because everyone's just had Christmas and no one really wants to go out. So if you go out for breakfast, like we went to Leerkehuset? Yeah, that's how you pronounce it. We went to Leerkehuset and we had this lovely breakfast pastries, and it meant that none of us had to cook, and we were just so happy that none of us had to cook. Because I know a lot of families like put a lot of value on cooking on Christmas. Like I have a friend who's Polish and she's just aghast at the idea of not spending your Christmas day just cooking the whole day, because that's how she connects to her family and that's how she sees as just like the best way to spend Christmas. And while that makes sense, I feel like a lot of our family are just so tired of cooking. We're so tired of it because my mum's a baker and my grandmother was throwing dinner parties all the time at one point, and all of us are just like, no more cooking. I want to relax. So that's what we do on Christmas. Like, I remember last year my grandma bought like a bunch of food from Marks and Spencer's, like ready meals, and just whammed them in the oven at the last minute, and it was lovely. And this year we actually had beef Wellington, so no turkey for us, because even though we like turkey, it was just like, we like to break from tradition every now and again because it's fun and it's interesting. And oh, look at me mangling that foot. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, I do not like the foot. And even the one I ended up with, which is this one, isn't amazing. But, you know, it's a little better. I think it's the curly toes that kind of got me, the curly toed shoes. Ooh, and there's the little swooshes that I put on her costume. Like, I completely redesigned her costume because, like, as you can see, this is a very homestuck illustration, and I am a big sucker for fancy tier clothing. I hope you can't hear that. My computer just decided to start making a horrendous racket. But anyway, because I've had like a big thing for like drawing fancy tier clothing, I love drawing other people's god tiers. It's really fun for me. And so I was just like, I just decided that I really wanted to just redesign all of the god tiers on how I think they would look if they were really posh this year. And this is the kind of thing I came up with like the sylphs, the high neckline, and the little bits of lace. And it's very pretty, and it's also quite like tough looking, I feel, because you've got like your arms out and you're like, ugh. I don't know. Maybe I have a very different definition of tough. Oh, and you can see I'm doing all the backdrop now. I like the little cathedral-y thing I put there. I think it's one of my nicer ones. I feel like the rest is just like a triangle, and yeah, that's a tower, but I actually put details into this over here, which is nice. I don't know. Like, overall, I'm just proud of the amount of effort I put into this drawing. It took me like 4 hours, which is why it's whipping by so fast. Because I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna set aside a day and I'm just gonna draw this goddamn thing because I really want to. It's just something that I like. Ooh, there we go. I quite like the way that turned out as well, with me like cutting out parts of it. Because I think it makes everything look deeper than it otherwise would. And then go the towers and the little flags. Very nice. I like it a lot. I'm not even sure what half of this is supposed to be. I think I was just like that. That kind of looks cathedral, city, castle-y. That'll work. It looks like dust. Kind of looks like dust. Yeah. Sorry, I'm already running out of things to talk about. Jesus. Ooh, would you like to know what I got for Christmas? Because it's exciting. Like, it's exciting art news. I got so many lovely things for Christmas. I got these. Hang on, let me find them. These are Teaser Real brush pens. Yeah, I got like a little set of those from one of my aunts, and they are so nice. Like, seriously, I wasn't expecting them to be this good. If I ever get like a camera and I can do you some live action things, and I am going to show you my Arteza pens because they are so fun. They go down like just wonderful brush pens, and they're kind of bristly, dry brushy, which I really enjoy. But then you can add the water to them, and suddenly they're watercolors. And I've done like a whole set of illustrations with them that are actually on my Twitter right now, and they're so Christmassy and mushroomy and cute, and I adore them. And I also got some new Posca pens. Like, you always hear about Posca pens. I'd love to do. But seriously, I want to do traditional art videos. I just need a camera, you guys. I need a camera, and then I can give you traditional art videos, and you can see my shining face. It's not that horrible, I promise. Yeah, you can actually hear it shaking. I like it shaking. Yeah, I have some Posca pens in bright colours, and they're really fat, and I love it. And I also got, and this is like the most, you guys, it's the most, is just these Winsor & Newton inks, and they're in dinky, adorable bottles. And I've never actually painted with ink before, so I'm still figuring it out. But I did a little test piece, and I realised I did not erase enough with my pencil. But otherwise, it's looking really nice. Like, I love the way that they blend with each other. It's like I used the orange and yellow, and it made such a warm colour. Ooh, I've coloured her. Okay, so oh goodness, you can see that I'm colouring the character right now. Her name's Lane, actually. She's like my favourite of my OCs because she's just so pretty. She's so pretty, you guys. Like, I'm so proud I made someone so pretty. But yeah, anyway, you can see I'm like doing it bit by bit, where I'm like, okay, everything of this colour I'm going to fill in properly and shade a little bit, and then I'll go on to the next thing. And I like how I did her skin, it looks good. But you're going to see I'm going to fiddle with all of her later. Like, I picked out good colours, but then I was just like, it needs to pop a bit more. So I went into my fiddly colour editor. You can see I'm just adding all the things. And I'm just going to make her so neon, because I think that's like my favourite thing about like the aesthetic of Durst, is just, it's like, it's dark and creepy, but then it's also bright neon pink and purple, and then with that gorgeous, like, oh yeah, you can see that blue green, it pops so prettily against it, and it makes her just look like a really retro illustration, and I love that about this. Like, it's one of my favourite things, you guys. It's my favourite thing. And then go the spirographs. I did not draw new spirographs, I just used the ones that I have on my computer because I drew them all once and I worked really hard, and I'm never doing it again. Never again. Have you tried to draw a spirograph? It's like maths. It's like drawing maths. Oh, and there we go, we're done. Okay, so as you can see, this is a finished product, and it's against all the other ones, and I'm just so happy with it. Like, I feel like this year I really improved at all the things that I wanted to, and I'm so proud. And I'd love it if you guys showed me maybe your redraw from this year, so I can see how much you've improved this year, because I feel like we all need to bolster each other at this time, because there's a lot of people who feel like, oh, the year's ending and I've not really improved, and this is just a great way to prove to yourself that that is not the case, because you're all wonderful, I promise you. So, goodbye, Happy New Year, okay?